Hello, everybody. Welcome to this follow-up for Physical Graffiti, the sixth Led Zeppelin album. Sorry, had to make sure. So this is the last one I'm doing for now. I will resume with more Led Zeppelin later. We'll do Presence, In Through the Outdoor, and possibly Coda. People say Coda might be skippable. But I mean, I'd like to, kind of round out all of Led Zeppelin, might as well. Physical Graffiti, pretty solid album. It's not my favorite. My favorite, I probably rank it something like Led Zeppelin. They're all very close is the thing to me. Led Zeppelin 4, Houses of the Holy, Physical Graffiti, those are all fairly close to me. I would say probably actually one of my least favorites is maybe 3. I'd maybe go like 1 and then 2 and 3 are kind of close. But yeah, this was really solid, good for 82 minutes. There's only like a couple tracks on here that I wasn't like super in love with, or like super, I didn't get much enjoyment out of them. Let's put it that way. First track, Custard Pie, kind of an odd choice for an intro, but cool production on the guitar. Still not a favorite, but it's fine. I tend to not necessarily love their openers, or usually their closers either, except for like when the levee breaks. Kind of hit and miss on how they open and close their albums. But track number 2, The Rover, cool rock song with a nice kind of chorus riff to it, but it's nothing overly memorable to me. In My Time of Dying, I dig it. I think it's just a bit long. Some people love just being like in these long tracks. I recently reacted to the Dazed and Confused performance from Madison Square Garden, which I think was fantastic. I think it had a lot of variety. It went a lot of different places, lots of different kinds of playing. Just really good composition and phrasing to it for being like for the most part, I think, improvised performance. And that was like 28 minutes long. This was 11 minutes long, and I feel like it just doesn't do enough to warrant that length. It doesn't feel like an epic track like something like Kashmir later does. So it's a bit long, but it has this really cool slide guitar that kind of picks up to a nice tempo. But like I said, I just don't love enough of the 11 minutes happening. Houses of the Holy, more cool instrumentation, and instrument production, but it's kind of just a skippable hard rock song to me. I would have taken that on the actual Houses of the Holy album over something like, I don't know, Dancing Days, maybe, hard to say. Trampled Underfoot. It's the sweet funk blues riff with cool arrangement. It's a really fun song. I wasn't expecting to like that one as much as I did. Kashmir. A highlight, obviously, great riff and composition, and it feels epic. It feels like it warrants its length, even though it doesn't do much. You might even argue it does less than In My Time of Dying. But for some reason, I feel like it just works. It almost feels like film score to me. In the Light has more of that world music flair, kind of like Kashmir does, and almost like this Pink Floyd-esque. I mean, like, was Pink Floyd really doing prog rock yet? I mean, not to say that they're ripping off Pink Floyd, but it just reminds me of Pink Floyd with that prog element and this kind of cool, bright chorus riff later on. So it goes through like multiple phases. It's very varied, very engaging listen. Then you got Bron-Yr-Aur, of course, another great acoustic interlude. I love Jimmy Page's acoustic stuff. Fantastic. Down by the Seaside is my favorite off the album. It's this great Neil Young tribute. It works better than you think it would, but I just love the tone of it. And it really, when I first heard this, I was like, man, this album has a lot of like different rock angles to it. It's not just hard rock or just blues rock. We got all kinds of different things happening here. 10 Years Gone. Nice subdued rock song. It reminded me of like a harder Thank You off of Led Zeppelin 2. Kind of had that same vibe to me. Night Flight, skippable, doesn't really hold up to the other material on the album. It's just really forgettable to me. It's kind of just a normal song length. Some people might like it. It just didn't do much for me. The Wanton song, not Wonton. I was corrected. I learned my lesson. The Wanton song. crazy riff and organ breakdown in the chorus. It almost has a small like psychedelic note to it later on as well. Kind of a fun track. Boogie with Stu. It's another favorite. Honky tonk boogie with great production and like mandolin riffs from John Paul Jones, I think. That's another highlight for me. Black Country Woman. Hey, mama, what's the matter here? I don't know, just Plant's delivery and the lyrics just kind of make the song feel weird to me. I don't know if that's just me. Just didn't quite do it for me. It's not a bad track, and I'm not really knocking it. I just personally didn't love it a lot. Sick Again. To me, kind of a forgettable outro. I'll probably get flack for that. Along with Night Flight, those two are my least favorites, but I don't know. It didn't spark much originality to me. Couldn't really put my finger on why. It's not a terrible track. I just didn't enjoy it a lot compared to some of the other stuff on here. But that's Physical Graffiti. Like I said, great album. Only like 2, maybe 3 tracks on here that I would ever really skip if I were to listen to this thing all the way through. It's solid. It's really solid for the length that it has, and it's kind of cool to see all these outtakes from previous eras make it in here and kind of give a snapshot of like everything the band had kind of done up to this point in like this cohesive package. It just makes me interested to see what the next 2, possibly 3 albums are like. How they kind of close out the band, how the band ends. So yeah, that's my follow-up for Physical Graffiti. Solid stuff. Excuse me. We will be doing a Led Zeppelin reaction soon. If you're watching this in the future, check out I think I put it in also in the follow-ups playlist when we do discussions on our Discord. But we'll be filming that soon. So if you're watching this before Saturday, December 12th, probably, 2020, get it on the Discord if you want to partake in this voice and text chat discussion that we'll be doing on Led Zeppelin, all 6 of these albums I listened to. So stay tuned for that, and that's all I have for you guys. Until next time, Godspeed.